everyone, it's Amy. Welcome back to Amy Answers Q&A. And before I start, just want to mention the t-shirt is from Banana Republic, before you ask, and the necklace is from J. Crew. The first question is by Eva Sade. Hi Amy, are you still considering the LV twists? Hi girl, I am. It's just that it is not as high in my list anymore. It's not my top priority, but I definitely do still like the bag a lot. Bang G. Hi Amy, if you were to get a Keepall, would you prefer the sag or put a base shaper? I bought one pre-loved, so I am anticipating that it will not hold its shape, but still on the fence about the base shapers. Personally, I generally don't mind sagging in the duffel bags. I mean, as long as it's not like super saggy to the point where it becomes not practical and not functional. Do you know what I mean? Like if you start, you know, loading up your things in it and things gets like too messy inside, and with the sagging, I think that might bother me. So in that sense, I would prefer having some sort of base shaper so that it kind of keeps things inside more or less in order. I think especially if you don't fully stuff your bags, then the more sagging it will occur, especially if you have weird shaped objects or like some items are a little bit more heavy than others. If it's fully loaded, I think it will probably keep its shape a little bit better. So I guess it depends on the scenario. To me, if I were to get a Keepall, and if it's not completely full, then I will make use of a base shaper. But if it is completely full, then I'm totally okay with not using a base shaper. For example, this is a base shaper that I received from Clover Sack, which I will review next week or the following week. And you can see that the corners, they are rounded. This one is actually for the Neverfull MM, and it fits right inside the Neverfull, but inside where the seams are. So like if you remember in the Neverfull, they finished, basically they sewed together the side of the bag and the bottom, and then they finished it with like they enrobed the seams with another piece of fabric. So this one fits right inside that whole enclosure. So I think this will be great for the Neverfull, and it won't cause trouble. Plus, if you look at it, it's actually pretty flexible, but it still gives it enough sort of resistance to prevent most of the sagging, and the material is quite like, it has some give, so that it's a little bit padded. So if you can find something that is, you know, similar design and that wouldn't like completely extend a bag to its fullest, like, you know, it fits inside but not like completely pull it, then I think that would be a great option for your Keepall. Jennifer Moran, so enjoyable. I still can't get the Speedy 30 out of my mind. Would you recommend buying the classic Speedy or the Bandouliere? So let me ask you this question. Are you a person who loves handheld bag only? And if the answer is yes, then go with the classic, because the classic is beautiful. But if there's even a little bit of sort of getting annoying of having to use a handheld bag only, then I suggest you go with the Bandouliere, because having the extra option of a shoulder carry or crossbody really allows you to be hands-free, and it's so practical. Jessica C. Hi Amy, I love all your videos. Thank you. I just wanted to ask if you own any Burberry scarves. If not, are they on your wish list at all? I just wanted to know your thoughts about them. So yes, I do have Burberry scarves on my wish list. I guess right now I have one on my wish list, and I tried it in one of my vlog videos, which I will try to find and link the video below or here so that you can watch it. And basically the one that I like is the scarf, the square actually. It's the merino wool square shawl, and I like the one in ivory color. It just suits my skin tone really well, and I feel like that design is very simple, very classic, maybe even understated, and goes well with, well, it looked good with my leather jacket, it looked good with my wool jacket the one time I tried it. But it's definitely something that I would really want to get sometime in the future, because I think it's such a staple. And in terms of the quality, I think they are probably, I wouldn't say that they're better made than LV ones, it's just that they definitely will not wear and tear as easily as the LV ones. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the LV one, it's super luxurious, but it's just so easy to snag, the one that I have anyway. Elizabeth Tirado: hi Amy, love your channel. I have a question. I'm planning on getting an Azur bag with the new rose interior. I'm between a Delightful MM and the Neverfull MM. Which would you recommend? Thanks a lot. That is such a tough and personal preference question, in my opinion. Personally, I would choose the Neverfull. I think the Neverfull is such a easy to sort of use bag, and I never knew that I loved a Neverfull so much. Like I said, Neverfull is not my everyday bag. It is still quite bigger, because I did choose it in the MM size. But I love to have a tote like this that whenever you need to carry a little bit of extra, it just allows you to do that. And the design is perfect because it sits close to you. Even though it's quite a large tote, it's quite closed in a sense, which in my opinion, it's a great one to have. Now, if you like the Delightful, and if you like the sagginess of Delightful, and you just love the Delightful, just get that one. But my personal preference is still the Neverfull in the canvas bag, and I think I just prefer slightly more structured bags for LV canvas. But if it was faux leather, then I would probably not mind it in the hobo style, which but since you're asking about Demi Azur, which is a canvas, I would personally go with the Neverfull. PB, your pieces look amazing. In your next Q&A, any thoughts on using Kiwi protectant spray on vachetta? I've never treated my bags either, but I'm thinking of using the spray, but I have yet to do so. Also, are you concerned about Chanel's somewhat new 5-year spa limit required receipt warranty? It seems like YouTubers are moving away from LV to Chanel. By the way, not sure of specifics, but I have been told if buyer-seller uses PayPal Friends and Family instead of PayPal invoicing, PayPal offers no protection for either party. Perhaps different in Canada? All amazing questions. So as far as Kiwi protectant, I've actually never heard of it, and I have no experience whatsoever with any sort of treatment for vachetta bags or vachetta leather. It's just not my it's just not something that I like to do. I don't like to treat my bags. I just let it age, let it do its thing. Of course I take care of them, I just don't use anything. I usually have very dry hands anyway. Even if I apply lotions, it dries up really quickly. My skin just absorbs it, so I don't really have an issue with not getting even patina with my bags in general. So like, I'm not really sort of concerned with that. Therefore I don't like, and even if I did have an issue, I just wouldn't treat my bags or apply anything or even like use anything to wipe it or anything. I just let it be. About the Chanel 5-year limit, it's a tough one, because I think depending on how you take care of your bags, I suppose 5 years is really not that long. I suppose if you take care of your bags 5 years, there shouldn't be anything happening to it unless there was a quality issue. So it's probably okay in a sense that unless you're not using your bag for like the first 5 years and all of a sudden you start using it and then it falls apart. I suppose we can't really do anything about it, so like that's not really gonna stop me from purchasing Chanel if that's what, you know, you're concerned. But I suppose if I'm gonna buy a bag, I'm gonna use it, and if anything happens within the first 5 years, at least I would be able to get it fixed, you know, as soon as possible within the first 5 years. But you know, in general, I would expect any luxury brands to have a certain level of standards and quality, and that if it does fall apart or have any quality issues, that at least during those 5 years where I, you know, would use the bag, they would fix it. And then I suppose if even if I used it, and of course I would take care of it, and then if nothing happens within the first 5 years and it only happens after the first 5 years, then I suppose that could be considered wear and tear. I mean, they would probably say that anyway. I definitely do see a trend, myself included, that a lot of people who are great YouTubers, you know, started off with LV, are moving towards Chanel or other brands. And I think it's normal because your tastes change and the fashion changes, and sort of like what your preference becomes changes with like your experience with different things. So like, as much as I love LV and as much as I love canvas bags, I still feel like I want to experience other brands, and other brands have beautiful things too. For me, leather bags is just where I'm sort of giving a little bit more attention now. I'm just really drawn to faux leather bags that are a little bit more understated, if that makes sense, and just so sophisticated in a sense. Not that Monogram or like Damier Ben or Damier Azur is not sophisticated. They are classics, right? So they'll never go out of style. But I'm just saying, sometimes with your own taste and style changing, you just want to like kind of like try everything. And that's the beauty of fashion. Like, fashion is, you can try different things. Fashion changes all the time, and there's always going to be new trends. Whether you want to follow it or not is really up to you. You are right that PayPal Friends and Family doesn't offer sellers or buyers protection. You're right. It's not different in Canada, it's the same. So normally it would be, you know, people that you trust that you would be transferring money to and from, and using that sort of form of payment. And a lot of us prefer using that form of, you know, payment just because it saves the seller, you know, an extra few percent. I mean, it's up to the seller really if they want to include that fee inside the sale price, or include shipping or exclude shipping. It's all up to the seller, right? So as long as you trust the seller, or that you trust the person that's selling you the goods as a buyer, then it's fine. But you're definitely right. There is no recourse to getting back your money if something goes wrong and say the seller doesn't want to refund your money. That is absolutely true. But I'm not one of those people, so I mean, that's the thing. If you guys are ever worried buying from someone who requests for PayPal Friends and Family only, then just don't buy it, or ask for invoicing and pay for the extra fee. That's if it adds to your, you know, peace of mind, then just do that. It's just that I want to, you know, avoid having to pay that, and also I want to avoid having to charge that to my buyers, so I prefer that payment. But it's really up to sort of who sets up the sale and who buys the items from that person, and whether they trust each other. It's really just up to that. Hiro Sudo, why are you into full leather bags now, Amy? It is so sad to miss your outfit of the days with the Speedy. And I thought that was so sweet. So Hiro, don't be sad. I will talk about that at the end, and you guys will be surprised again. But anyways, yeah, as I said earlier, full leather bags, it's just a phase, or it could be just like my taste changing. As I said, I still love my canvas bags. I just want to have more options to rotate more bags, more types of bags, and have different outfits with different styles, different sort of texture of bags. And there's also one more thing that is very, very true with leather bags, is how they age. They age very differently from canvas. With canvas, provided they don't crack, provided you take care of them, they stay beautiful and look exactly the same way as like the time you bought it. With leather bags, they will not stay the exact same way that when you bought it. They will slouch a certain way, they will have different sort of like grains developing, they will soften up, and they will mold to sort of how you use it. And I think that's on another sort of point of view, the beauty of leather bags or leather bags in general. I think that they become more comfortable. Usually they are a little bit more understated, and that adds to sort of like the elegance. Katrina Silvas, love your videos, especially your vlogs. I have a question. Did you feel like the Speedy is a basic bag compared to all your other great bags? I think that the Speedy, the Neverfulls, the Almas, the Noes, basically all the classics, they are not necessarily basic bags in my opinion. They're just not complicated. They're straight to the point, very classic, iconic design of Louis Vuitton. I also think that they're practical, that they are very easy to style, and usually it doesn't require a lot of effort to make your outfit, you know, just be a little bit more interesting. So I definitely don't think that it's a basic bag. I mean, if you wanna interpret basic in terms of like uncomplicated and classic, then yes, that would be a yes, but not necessarily like, oh, basic as in cheap or whatever. Indigo Sister, about my Celine Trapeze. I like the black with the silver color choice. The bag looks good on you. Do you think it's heavier than the LV Lockme II? So I have not tried the Lockme II, but I have tried the Lockme II BB, the one with the chain, and I remember that one being not heavy either. It is smaller than the Lockme II though, so maybe they're similar. I can tell you that the Trapeze is, I mean, it's full leather on the outside and the inside, and it is only about 2 pounds, which is to me not heavy at all for a full leather bag. The big plus with the Celine Trapeze is the strap. The way the strap distributes the weight with the little shoulder pad, the added shoulder pad, really does help and doesn't make it feel heavy. Like, I just feel like the design is so perfect. The small size anyway, because that's the one that I have. Hirosudo, have you heard about the rumors that Chanel and Fendi's quality are turning low? Very disappointing if it is true. Rumors, yes, I have heard, but it's not, I guess it's just relative to what you're used to. I think maybe, like, I don't have enough experience to really, you know, comment a lot about this subject, but it's just, you know, you always hear people who have been collecting those brands a long time ago, and then compared to back then to now, you know, they feel that the quality is definitely lower or whatnot. Personally, I have had, well, my most recent experience anyway, which I guess I should tell you guys. So remember, I did get my Chanel card case, and it's so beautiful, and it's like every time I look at it, I'm like just so scared to use it almost, and I've been using it inside the little dust bag that it comes with. And for some reason, I don't even know when it happened, within the first week and a half, a stitch popped. So yeah, it is really disappointing. So I took it back, and I showed it to them, and I said, you know, it looked like that end where the stitch popped, it wasn't wrapped around. So like usually when, you know, you finish sewing, you wrap around the fabric, and then your stitch should go all the way inside, and then at least it will be hidden, and like, or you double stitch it, like you make sure that you do a, you know, reinforcement. So it didn't look like that was done, where the stitch popped, which it is disappointing. And I asked for a new one because I just feel like even if they did fix it, which they said they can do in the back, I feel like it might just happen again. I just didn't want that to happen, and unfortunately I am left with no card case again, just because you all know we don't always get enough stock. So I'm still waiting for my card case. Yeah. So yeah, they just gave me store credit for now. Lian Ha, gorgeous bag, and she's talking about the twice. Is the button closure really hard to close? Your camera is amazing. Yes, the button closure was very hard to close at first, but it has softened up, and I feel like the snap is so much easier to push it in, and I think that's a good thing and a bad thing. But it's not so soft that it's so easy to pop open. It's not that. It just depends on the angle you open it. So I'm totally fine with that. I don't think it's an issue yet. Hopefully we'll see over the next sort of while and see if it will get even looser and looser, but at this point I'm actually happy with how easy it closes. Shorty 182, do you have any tips on where to sell in Vancouver? Consignment stores only give 50% on the item's price, which is so small. And I totally agree with you. I think consignment stores, they have their own expensive, they have a storefront usually, and they have like a whole infrastructure, you know, set up with online services and whatnot, so they will charge you a hefty fee for selling your bags for you, and that is the reason why I prefer selling my own bags, because in the end, you know, like a lot of times if I end up selling something in such great condition, because I know how I take care of my items, and I'm not willing to settle for just 50%. That's just no way. And so great places to sell in Vancouver or anywhere in Canada include Craigslist, Kijiji, and a couple of Facebook groups that you guys should definitely join. There is one that is for LV Canada and the other one is for LV in general, I think international. Fong 420, hi Amy, I was just wondering of what you think of the Prada Saffiano bags. I love the shape in gray, but not sure if I want to spend $3,000 Canadian for it. Do you know any other brands that are similar style? I just bought an LV Palace, and congratulations on your LV Palace. If you like the tote style from the Prada, and if you're not sure if you want to go with Prada, there's always Yves Saint Laurent or YSL, or they call it Saint Laurent now instead. If you're into Chanel, there's the Chanel Serre Tote. Shorty 182, what do you think of YSL monogram bags? She's referring to the college bag, which is this one, because she asked me here on Instagram. So I really love this bag. I think it's so reminiscing of, you know, very similar design as the Pochette Métis, which you all know is my favorite bag, just from judging on the photos online and just like reading up the description, which I will also link down below, because I did find the exact same bag that you're talking about and the same size that you're talking about. She's wondering about the medium. I love that it has the detachable strap, there's a little handle. I love that it's a flap style. It is just a magnetic closure though, so I'm not sure how strong that is compared to the Pochette Métis, which is like one of those S-lock ones, which I really love. I really love that kind of closure mechanism. In terms of the interior, I like that there's 3 compartments, so basically is like the interior is separated by a zippered compartment in the middle, so it gives you 2 big compartments and then a zippered compartment in the middle. I think that's very smart and just makes it so easy to organize things, and the fact that it comes in different sizes with, you know, even though there's a YSL logo on it, so the rest of the bag is just plain leather, and I think that's just so beautiful and still quite understated. Lady loves LV. Hi Amy, could I ask you your thoughts? I'm longing for a Chanel black jumbo in caviar leather gold hardware. The price is $7,050. Yes, expensive. Can you believe that? It's huge. I cannot get my mind off it. I wouldn't go smaller. I need at least that size. Do you think it's a beautiful bag, worth the money? Would you pay that much? I'm not one to buy pre-loved. I'm so afraid to spend almost $8,000 with tax on it. Shaking. Your thoughts, please. Again, it's a really tough question, but I guess if you're not gonna go pre-loved, then you don't really have a lot of choice. So I say if you can afford it and you decide to get it, then you might as well get it as soon as possible, because the prices are not getting any lower. Unless you go to Europe, then you might be able to, you know, get it lower with all the tax refunds, but you still have to declare it and you still have to, like, you know, pay the taxes and duties, and you still will save. But my point is, if you're not gonna go to Europe and you have no choice because you want to buy brand new, then you might as well just get it now. Now, if you really cannot stomach the fact that you have to pay 8 grand for this bag, even if it's your holy grail bag, you just don't think it makes any sense to spend that kind of money, I would say still consider the pre-love market. Just personally, I just find that if I could find the exact same bag that you want, as long as it's made like into 2010s and after, and if it's in excellent use condition, I think it's worth the shot. It's worth considering. I will talk about my recent sort of very quick sort of flash sale of my items. If you guys didn't know, 2 days ago I posted on Instagram and on my YouTube channel that I've decided to sell 3 of my bags, 3 of my LV bags, and they were the Speedy V25, the Bandouliere, and the Kensington. And it was only posted for a full day and a half, and then I had taken it down, and so many of you were so concerned, and I really appreciate the love and the support and just like all the flow of comments that came in. A lot of you were telling me, oh my gosh, Amy, I cannot believe that you're selling your Speedy, or like, oh my gosh, we won't get to see your outfit of the days anymore with those bags, or like some of you were very supportive also, just telling me like, we know why you're doing this, you know, we understand it, we know that you're saving up for your new Chanel or future Chanel bag and whatnot. And just thank you so much for all these wonderful comments. Most of the interest was coming in for the Speedy B, and it was sold very quickly. It was literally sold during the first few hours of posting it to a very lovely girl, hi Dana. And so I was about to pack it yesterday because I was about to send it off today, and the thing is, it just suddenly hit me because so all the comments from you guys, and then also some of my really good friends, they were like messaging me and telling me, what are you doing, Amy? Like, why are you selling a classic? You know, are you sure you're not gonna regret it? And then, you know, I try to explain to everyone, I'm like, you know, it's okay, you know, like I want to move on to more leather bags, and even if I were to replace these bags, like the designs, I'll just choose something that is in the similar style but with full leather, whatnot. But some of you really tried to sort of remind me that, you know, when I bought these bags, I really did love them, and maybe it's just a phase where I'm feeling like I'm so sort of like consumed by the fact that I want to get my holy grail Chanel bag that I I'm almost like didn't see it too clearly. Like I had clouded judgment for sure. And yes, it happens to me because I'm a person, I'm a human. So what happens is when I was packing my bag, it just hit me like I had a terrible seller's remorse. And it was terrible because I felt really bad because I wanted to, you know, talk to the girl that bought my bag, that paid for the bag, and see if she would be willing to cancel the transaction. Because if I'm already regretting the decision of, you know, shipping out to her, it's probably not very good. You know, if I'm already feeling all of that, like feelings and strong feelings about it. So anyway, I talked to the girl and she was just so understanding and so sweet. And she had no problems whatsoever. She was so happy that I decided to keep it actually. And I just transferred her back all the money. And she told me that she herself loves her bags and she buys and resells bags quite often. So she totally understood the feeling of that seller's remorse. So she was more than happy to just, you know, cancel the transaction. So I'm happy to report, and I'm sure a lot of you are pleased with the fact that I am in fact still keeping my Speedy B. In fact, I am keeping all my classics now. So my Noe and my Speedies are staying in my collection. Now, it doesn't mean that I will not sell it one day in the future, but at this point, I'm still keeping them. And yes, I will still get my boy, and yes, I will still get other luxe full leather bags that I have my eyes on. Givenchy Antigona, anyone? If you guys have one, please let me know how you love it. And let me know which version you have, what leather you have, what color you have. And I would really want to know what your input is. But so anyway, just to let you guys know that I still have the Speedy be with me, and I still have the Noe with me, and I'm very happy to sort of turn around and realize that sooner rather than later. Diana, if you're watching, because you made it so easy, you know, for me to do that, and you were just so kind and understanding. I know you said no, but I insist on sending you a little gift, so I hope that you will enjoy it, and I hope that you know, I know it's not an LV bag, but it's still related to LV, so I hope that you will enjoy it. And thank you so much for your understanding. And again, thank you all my subbies, again, all my friends, you know who you are. Thank you so much all for watching. I'm Amy. Thumbs up if you like this video, thumbs up if you understand seller's remorse, thumbs up if you're about kind and supportive community, thumbs up for, I don't know, just being part of this community. So yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.